Hi, I'm Chris Bergwald, and together with my colleagues in the diocesan offices, we would like to invite you to join with us and our families to celebrate the great feast, the patronal feast of our diocese, St. Joseph the Worker, on Saturday, May 1st. Now, most of us are familiar with patron saints. They are, like other saints, men and women who have lived God and their neighbor intensely and deeply, so much so that they've become models for us in how to live like Jesus. And over time, they've become associated with different countries or places, different activities, maybe different forms of work, and so on. And in the process, they become advocates or patrons for all of those things. So, for example, St. Peter is the patron saint for fishermen because he had been a fisherman. St. Matthew is the patron saint for bankers and tax collectors because he had been a tax collector. Now, a saint who maybe I didn't know a lot about until just recently, maybe you've never heard of, St. Apollonia, was a 3rd century Egyptian woman, and she was killed for the faith. She's a martyr for the faith, and as she was being beaten by her persecutors, they knocked out all of her teeth. So St. Apollonia is the patron saint of toothaches. And of course, many of our churches are named after saints. So those men and women, those saints, become the patrons for those parish churches. So becoming more familiar with patron saints and observing their feast days is a great way to integrate our Catholic faith and our daily lives. For example, in our home, the Bergwald house, we observe our name saints. That is, the saints whose names we have, who we are named after. For example, I'm named after St. Christopher, and St. Christopher's feast day is July 25th. So on July 25th, this is what we do in our house, I get to pick out a little treat that the entire family can enjoy to celebrate the feast of St. Christopher. Doing this is just a simple, basic way for us to learn more about our name saints, our patron saints, but also to grow in relationship with them. They're like our older brothers and sisters, and this is an easy way for us to get to know them and grow in relationship with them a little bit more. Now, the patron saint for our diocese is St. Joseph. He's the patron of our cathedral, the patron of our diocese as a whole. He, of course, is the husband of Mary and the foster father of Jesus. But he's the patron saint for our cathedral and for our diocese under a particular title, and that title is St. Joseph the Worker. We know from Bible and from church tradition that St. Joseph had been a simple and humble carpenter. So for centuries, he has been invoked as the patron of workers. And St. John Paul II, in his beautiful document on St. Joseph, wrote the following about St. Joseph and work. Human work, and especially manual labor, receives special prominence in the gospel. At the workbench where he plied his trade together with Jesus, Joseph brought human work closer to the mystery of our salvation. So St. Joseph and work have always gone together. So if you go into our cathedral, next time you're in our cathedral, and you look at the rose window to the north, a big, round, circular window, you'll see St. Joseph in the middle, and then around him, a series of medallions or circular stained glass windows showing different roles or jobs that men can hold. This is a way in which the fact that our cathedral is named after, dedicated to St. Joseph the Worker, is portrayed in that beautiful stained glass. And this year, the church as a whole around the world is celebrating St. Joseph in a particular way. Back in December, Pope Francis said that 2021 is the year of St. Joseph. So it's for all these reasons that we would like to invite you and your family to join with us in preparing for and celebrating the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker in a particular way on Saturday, May 1st. We're going to share with you a novena, a 9-day prayer that has the litany of St. Joseph. So you could pray that perhaps together with friends or family and prepare spiritually for this great feast day. And then on the actual day, do something a little bit special, something special, unique to celebrate the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker in the year of St. Joseph. So we look forward, with whatever you do, we look forward to celebrating with you this great saint as a diocesan family, to asking his intercession on our behalf, and to follow his example and drawing ever closer to Jesus Christ.